Hello boys and girls, and welcome to a new episode of Fun with English, Grade 3, Book 3A. I am Sakina Kankuni. I will present episode 4 from Unit 3, What's Your Hobby? We will focus on punctuation and writing. Before starting our episode, let's go through your previous homework and check your answers. You had a homework on your workbook, page 30. Complete the sentences. Complete using like, likes, don't like, or doesn't like. Number 1. Sami and Ali don't like watching films. Number 2. Ali likes cooking. Number 3. Sami doesn't like reading stories. Number 4. Adil likes traveling. Again, Sami and Ali don't like watching films. Number 2. Ali likes cooking. Number 3. Sami doesn't like reading stories. And number 4. Adil likes traveling. I hope you answered them correctly. Now let's move on to the writing. Before starting writing, I want to remind you about the punctuation marks. Don't forget to capitalize. Look at the example. I went to the zoo. I capitalize the first letter in the first word of the sentence. And I capitalize the first letter in names and months, days, and countries. I end my sentence with a full stop. Look at this example. This is my bag. It's a sentence. I ended it with a full stop. I end a question with a question mark. If you have a question, don't forget to write a question mark at the end. Let's look at this example. What is your name? It's a question. I ended the question with a question mark. I use finger spacing between words. Don't forget to use finger spacing between words. My cat is little. All right, boys and girls, now let's practice. Punctuate the following sentences. Number 1. Do you like sailing? Listen carefully. Do you like sailing? Is it a sentence or a question? Take a minute and think about the answer. That's right, boys and girls. It's a question. So, I will start my question with a capital letter. The first word in the question, do, and I capitalize the letter D in do because it is the beginning of the question. And because it is the question, I will end it with a question mark. Do you like sailing? Great job, boys and girls. Let's look at number 2. Reading stories is a great fun. Reading stories is a great fun. Listen carefully and think about the answer. Reading stories is a great fun. Let's check your answers. That's right, it's a sentence. I start my sentence with a capital letter, so I capitalize the letter R in the word reading. And I use a full stop at the end of the sentence. Reading stories is a great fun. Number 3. It is a small animal. It is a small animal. Take a minute. That's right, boys and girls. It's a sentence. I will capitalize the letter I in the word it because it is the beginning of the sentence, and because it is a sentence, I will end it with a full stop. It is a small animal with a full stop at the end. All right, now let's move on to the writing. Write a paragraph of 3 sentences about my favorite hobby with the help of pictures and guide words. Now let's look at the picture together. Picture number 1, I have a girl. She is standing and I think there are some colors and a color board. Number 2, we have some children painting on a table. And number 3, I can see a brush and some paints. Let's read the words together. For picture number 1, I have 2 words, hobby and painting. For picture number 2, I have again 2 words, like and school. The third picture, I have the words have and brush. So boys and girls, I will use the words and put them in complete sentences to form a paragraph of 3 sentences. Let's start with picture number 1 and the first 2 guiding words. We have hobby and painting. Think about a sentence to use hobby and painting in. All right, let's do it together. My favorite hobby is painting. My favorite hobby is painting. Great job, boys and girls. Let's look at number 2. I have the words like and school. Let's use them in a sentence. Great job, boys and girls. I like to paint at school. I like to paint at school. Now let's look at sentence number 1 and sentence number 2 together. My favorite hobby is painting. I like to paint at school. Again, my favorite hobby is painting. I like to paint at school. Remember, I used the punctuation marks. I capitalized the first letter in my sentence and I ended my sentence with a full stop. And again, I began my next sentence with a capital letter, I, and I ended my sentence with a full stop. Great job, boys and girls. Now let's move on to the last sentence. We have the words have and brush. Let's use them in a sentence. Don't forget the punctuation marks. All right, let's check your answers. I have a painting brush. I have a painting brush. Excellent job, boys and girls. Okay, now let's read the paragraph or the third sentence. My favorite hobby is painting. I like to paint at school. And the last sentence I wrote, I have a painting brush. Great job, boys and girls. Now let's read the paragraph about my favorite hobby together. I will write the title, my favorite hobby, then I will leave a tiny space at the beginning of the paragraph and start with capital letter. My favorite hobby is painting, full stop. I like to paint at school, another full stop because I ended my second sentence. I have a painting brush. Again, I started with capital letter and ended my last sentence with a full stop again. All right, boys and girls, that's all with our episode today. In this episode, we learned lots of fun and new things. In this episode, we learned how to use punctuation marks correctly, how to write a short paragraph about my favorite hobby. I hope you enjoyed this episode with me. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you on the next episode. Goodbye for now.